refrain from coming onto the floor of the arena. And now, please welcome the W.P. Carey School of Business faculty and students of the graduating class of 2007. this is a great day, a truly unique day in your lives. It's a time of celebration. This is the day that you and your parents have looked forward to all your lives, and you will remember all your lives. You go from being our students to being our peers. You move to a different kind of competition. You move from the rigor and competition of the classroom to the rigor and competition of the marketplace. It's an exciting challenge, and we have every confidence that you will meet it in a thoughtful, ethical, and honest manner. Speaking for the faculty of the W.P. Carey School of Business, we respect you for what you've achieved. There have been many hurdles, and you've cleared them all. You're crossing the finish line. Congratulate yourselves and give yourselves a hand. Now that applause reminds me of one other thing. Colin Powell, former Secretary of State, has given many commencement addresses in his life. He always used to agonize over how long he should talk, so he developed one simple rule, and it's one we're going to follow today. He responds to audience reaction. So if you're appreciative and applaud a lot, you get a nice, short convocation. You learn well. The singing of the alma mater is traditional at convocation, and we know you're proud of your school. We hope that in the future, when you hear the alma mater, it'll bring back terrific memories. The words to the alma mater are found on page 2 of your program. Please stand and join our soloist, Miss Alexis Davis, in singing the alma mater.
I hope your father doesn't stand up.
He's standing.
You may be seated. Let me now introduce some special attendees here today. And if you would, hold your applause until the end. First, I'd like to introduce a select group of faculty who've demonstrated excellence in scholarship, both research and teaching, throughout their entire careers, and who hold chairs or professorships in recognition of their commitment. These faculty are listed in your bulletins. Would the faculty here today who hold chairs, professorships, and our distinguished scholars please stand? Next, I'd like to introduce shake hands with the graduates as they cross the stage. Dr. Arthur Blakemore, Chair, Department of Economics. Dr. Albert Canella, Chair, Department of Management, and the Honco Company Professor in Management. Dr. Charles Christian, Chair, School of Accountancy. Dr. Jeffrey Coles, Chair, Department of Finance, and the Francis J. and Mary B. Labriola Chair in Competitive Business. Dr. Craig Kirkwood, Chair, Department of Supply Chain Management. Chair, Department of Marketing, and the Pat Tillman Foundation Distinguished Professor of Leadership and Marketing. Dr. Robert St. Louis, Chair, Department of Information Systems. Now I'd like to acknowledge the faculty who sit on the Honors and Awards Committee. Dr. Vince Blasco, Dr. Robert Hoffmeister, Dr. Doug Johnson, Dr. Barbara Keats, Dr. Michelle Fund, Dr. Nancy Roberts, and Dr. Benjamin Schau. Also with us this afternoon is Robert Middlestat Jr., Dean of the W.P. Carey School of Business, and Philip Regier, Executive Dean of the Carey School, and Dennis Hoffman, Associate Dean of the School of Business and Dean's Council of 100 Distinguished Scholar, Lee McFeeters, Senior Associate Dean of the W.P. Carey School, and Mr. Austin Hamilton, President of the Business School Council. Let's give them all a round of applause. Today you achieve a milestone, but please don't walk away from this event thinking that your education is complete, that the journey is over. A former president once said, "When you're through learning, you're through." And learning takes place by discovery and personal initiative. That's why our school values professors who stimulate you to explore and inquire. I'm sure everyone here has been frustrated at one time or another in a class where the professors seem to demand way too much. However, discovering things for oneself is both memorable and painful, and it's been called a particularly American way of learning. This process of learning as discovery serves well our society that is still discovering itself. In the W.P. Carey School, we have succeeded if we stimulated you to continue to learn the rest of your lives. The individuals who bear this collective responsibility for the process of learning are the faculty of the School of Business. And this is, without a doubt, one of the best business schools in the world. Would all of our faculty here please stand and let us give you a hand. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our Dean, Robert Middlestat.
You guys pumped up yet? All right, that was good, and I heard what Dr. Ferris said in your cheers, so we'll throw that bitch away. I want to just say a couple of things to you. One of them is congratulations on the extraordinary accomplishment. You joined only a small percentage of our total population that achieves the milestone of graduating from college. And it's something that's especially important here in Arizona, for those of you that are Arizonans, because this state has a long way to go in terms of getting the overall educational level up. It is something that will benefit not only you in terms of your accomplishment and what it will do for you personally going forward, but it will help to continue to grow the state that we live in and the economy of this nation. When I graduated from college, and I hate to say the year, but 1965, my electrical engineering courses were still focused on vacuum tubes, and the advanced course was focused on transistors. My dad brought home, when I was a kid, this was before that, one of the early transistors, and it was about the size of the fingernail on your small finger for one transistor. In that space today, you can get 100,000 to 1 million transistors. As recently as the 70s and into the 80s, an integrated circuit was a big deal. And if you were at this morning's graduation for the whole university, you heard briefly some words from Craig Ventler, who's one of the world's leading scientists in the field of genomics. So over my lifetime, we've seen at least 3 or 4 major generations in technology. And I would argue that we have seen the same kind of generational changes in management and leadership, and yet there are still some things that endure in all of that. The pieces that endure are the things that I hope that you have learned while you were here. The skills, and some of the skills that you have learned while you were here will help you in your first job, but the reality is that over the course of your career, you will reinvent yourself another 4 or 5 times if you're going to be successful. So as Dr. Ferris said, we hope that you have learned how to learn, and that you will take that with you as a discipline going forward. I congratulate you on your accomplishments. For your parents, I can teach you the word to that song that I knew in the 60s, get a job, da-da-da-da. And the final few points that I have for you as graduates of 2 or 3. Those of you who have seen me before and know that I will never let you out of any assembly without saying something about ethics. I encourage you to lead an ethical life and to adopt that as a philosophy now if you haven't already done so. Do it because it's the right thing to do, but even more than that, do it because if we do not live ethically, we will undermine confidence in our organizations and our institutions, and that will ultimately be our downfall. You will not regret the effort that you have put into going to college and the education that you have received. I hope that at the end of your career, you can say, as I have now that I'm a few years older than you are, wow, I've accomplished more than I ever dreamed was possible. Dream big, and go for things that you never thought of doing when the opportunities present themselves. I encourage you to recognize and accept change as an opportunity, not simply something that you have to cope with. Understand your own strengths and weaknesses. Continue to learn or you will be left out. Try to find work that you enjoy. Try to work with people that you enjoy. Build perspective on the broader world and ask what you can do to help it. And periodically stop and ask yourself if you're getting where you want to go, and if not, it's time for one of those reinventions that I talked about. I too want to thank our faculty for the terrific work that they do with you each and every day. Teaching is hard work, and doing it well is really hard work, and I know that everyone who is here shares an enthusiasm for learning and something that we consider a philosophy of the way that we operate, and that is that we change lives through education. That's what this is about. That's why we do this professionally, and we hope that that's what we have done for you. Finally, take the time to thank someone today who helped you get through college, encouraged you, paid for you, helped you emotionally or in some other way, and tell them that you appreciate what they have done for you. It will be a greater gift than you can ever imagine further down the road. I wish you the best. Live life with gusto and use your ASU education to advantage to create a global intergalactic strategic alliance that creates shareholder value. Thanks. At this point, I would like to introduce a featured speaker today, Mr. Chris Cole, who's chairman and CEO of the Cole Companies. Chris Cole is a person who knew what he wanted to do very early in life, and he focused on it immediately and effectively. He began structuring and managing real estate limited partnerships in 1979. He's formed and managed over 80 limited partnerships owning real estate with combined acquisition and development costs of over $500 million. He You may not realize it when you walk into a Walgreens, a Rite Aid, a Best Buy, or other retail establishment, but one of the ways that operating companies ensure efficient use of capital is to have someone else own their buildings and then lease them back. This is the area where Chris Cole saw opportunity, and he has built a business with national impact over the last 28 years, still based here in Phoenix. Cole Companies is a leading real estate investment management firm that's focused on the acquisition of freestanding single-tenant properties leased to high-quality tenants in a variety of businesses. Chris has served as chairman of the board, chief executive officer, and president of Cole Companies and Cole Reed Advisors since the formation of each. He's the sole owner, chief executive officer, and president of Cole Capital Advisors, Inc. We're pleased today to honor Chris Cole with our Distinguished Achievement Award and thank him for coming to share some of his thoughts with you today. Please join me in welcoming Chris and congratulating him on the Distinguished Achievement Award from the W.P. Carey School of Business.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you so much for this award. It means a great deal to me. I'd like to just give you a few thoughts that I have as a business owner as to some tips that might be useful. Today, graduating, you've got a diploma in business that essentially gives you the opportunity for a company to look at you. Opens the door if you're going to start your own company for your financing source or investment banker to take a look at you. And I think there's an exciting opportunity today as I look at where we are in America in our evolution. And of course we've evolved out of a post-war era to much more of an affluent country, the most affluent country in the United States. There's some good parts of that, there's some dangerous parts of that. As part of an affluent society, it's easy for a little more apathy to seep in, and to me that creates the opportunity. In a world where we're advertising is teaching us how special each of us are, and how much we're entitled to, and how much we're worth it, and all of this, I find that you can really find an opportunity to distinguish yourself by being the individual that will selflessly figure out what a company needs if you're applying to a company, what they need to accomplish, and dedicate yourself to being the best at executing that. It's the execution part of the equation that's the real tough stuff that I think most can distinguish you. I spoke with a grad student recently who was looking around at the job market and proposed a position that I thought was really a plum position, and the response was, gee, that's essentially kind of boring and it doesn't really meet my interests. And it was a light bulb kind of went off for me there because once you get into the business world, most of what you're going to be doing as you start out is a little bit more of a grind, and it's going to be the ability to execute on those that allow you to grow quickly. Business leaders don't care what an applicant is really interested in or what their passions are per se, not because they don't want to, it's because they don't have time to. It's a very competitive world out there, and business leaders and owners are forced to care about the bottom line and how they can successfully compete and cause their company to grow and prosper. So looking at the industry that you're interested in and figuring out what those senior management people need to help compete and to win will really win the day. I was looking at an ad of a business leader stepping off of the Gulf Stream, and I thought, gee, it's easy to take a look at that picture and say, I want to look like, I want to act like that business leader stepping off the Gulfstream. But unless that company is doing another shoot there for another Gulfstream ad, it's probably not going to get you too far. What I feel is the most important thing is that that CEO is going to be deciding who she wants to be on that plane with her as she's traveling across the country to compete, to win in business. And if you can try to get a feel for who that those few individuals out of a major company would be, I think you're really on to something. And it's going to be the individual that the business leader can count on for the answers to do this tough stuff that lets them win in a competition. The way I look at it is if you can understand your business that you want to go into well enough so that as you're traveling on that plane with that business leader, that individual will be paralyzed without your capabilities, then you're really onto something. The key to the business world is yours, and you can take it anywhere that you want to go. A lot of business books out there, but you might, any of the books about Sandy Weill and Citigroup are something that you might find interesting. And probably the most distinguishing factor of those is that Sandy, in building this mega empire, one of the greatest business successes out there, had an individual, right-hand man, Jamie Dimon, who's now the head of J.P. Morgan Chase. And if you looked at the day-to-day life of this individual, Jamie Dimon, it would be probably the most unglamorous, unappealing description of endless hours grinding through endless numbers, confrontive, high-pressure situations. But he became the individual that the head of that company was paralyzed without, and so distinguished himself that he was able to rise up very quickly. So a lot of us are interested in history. I think I'm most interested in making history. And today I think there's really an opportunity to take the technical skills that you've mastered, build on those, add courage, perseverance, and stamina, and learn how to create real value in a company. And in doing so, you'll be able to pursue any area in business that you'd like to, but not only that, be able to own it. So, thank you.
We now move the focus of the afternoon to our students. This is an exciting time. You're finishing one chapter of your lives and you're beginning another. When I think of this group of students, and specifically this group of students sitting before me, I recognize your wonderful accomplishments already. You've done some remarkable things. We have students who have completed very exciting internships here in this country and around the globe. We have students who have started publications. We have students who are athletes who've balanced the demands of the playing field with the demands of the classroom. We have students who have served in the military. We have students who have already given back to their communities and in the world in large amounts with their service. We have McCord Scholars, we have Tillman Scholars, just to mention a few. I applaud you for all that you have done and encourage you to continue this spirit of entrepreneurship, engagement, and service throughout your lives. Now, within the school, we recognize that there are many important characteristics of academics, leadership, and service. Each term, our Honors and Awards Committee selects one student as the Turpin Outstanding Graduating Senior. This year, the Turkin Outstanding Graduating Senior is Brittany Hall. Now let me tell you about Brittany. Brittany has excelled in the classroom as well as in service. She receives her Bachelor of Science in Management with a Certificate in International Business, as well as a minor in music, violin performance through the Catherine K. Herberger College of Arts. She's a National Merit Scholar, a member of Beta Gamma Sigma Business Honor Society, and a George Washington Law Presidential Merit Scholar. She's been active as a devil's advocate, a volunteer mentor for at-risk children, a member of Alpha Kappa Psi, the Business School Council, and a facilitator for Camp Carey. She's graduating now from ASU, but she will be continuing her education this fall at Harvard Law School. Is Mike Crescendo, the Alumni Association Chair-elect and Director of Brand Communications for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Brittany Hall.
When we were little, we dreamed of being all kinds of things. Kings and queens, teachers, astronauts, and musicians. We dreamt of being knights in shining armor, professional athletes, lawyers, and mountain climbers. And that we would face the world with courage, knowledge, loving family and friends, and maybe a really cool fast car. Since then, we have grown, and those dreams have faded or been replaced by new dreams, as we have walked through the halls of our college, sat on the dean's patio for hours, and learned about new things. In the past, however many years we might have spent at ASU, each of us has found a niche, as well as people to depend on, trust, and love. Yet today, we've come to a major turning point in our lives. A time in which we must leave all that has become so familiar and comfortable behind and reach into the future. While we are all a little excited, we're a little scared as well. And each of us has thought or asked ourselves, will I make it? In the words of poet Patrick Overton, when we walk to the edge of all the light we have and prepare to step into the darkness of the unknown, we must believe that one of two things will happen. Either there will be something solid for us to stand on, or we will learn to fly. We have grown tremendously over the past 4 years, indeed our whole lives. That growth has been physical, manifested by the freshman 15, or actually the college 25, but it has also been mental, as we have become problem solvers and somewhat logical thinkers. Not a single one of us here today can say we escaped college without learning something. Could be that you learned that the value of any asset is the net present value of the expected future cash flows generated by that asset. Thanks, Professor Lycombe. Or maybe you learned from Dr. Happel that the free market rocks, or that Kevin Burns knows a lot more than just resumes or new kids on the block, and you probably shouldn't have skipped COB 301. You may have relearned some things you already knew, such as group work can really stink, unless you have that one really special group that you can't wait to see every day and spend time with and talk about your lives. But maybe, in a few years, what you will remember learning were the subtle things, like how to be a good leader, how to stand up for yourself and what you believe in, and how to be a friend. We may have learned from professors, acquaintances, teachers, friends, and enemies, but these lessons will stay with us forever. Our social and academic education combined with the love and support we have received from our family and friends, has created a solid foundation for us to draw strength from as we step into our futures in a world that is quickly changing. Langston Hughes once said, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly." Our professors, parents, families, and friends have given us that something solid to stand on. But it is our dreams that will allow us to fly. And we already know how to fly because we dreamt as children. Although our grown-up careers may be very different, we truly are all those things that we dreamt of becoming. We are the kings and queens of our families and our own little worlds. We are computer geniuses through our computer information systems classes, but also every time we teach a friend or our parents a cool new trick. We are musicians, some of us through rock bands or ASU's orchestras, choir, and marching bands, but mostly as we are orchestrating the symphonies of our lives. We are knights in shining armor, coming to rescue our family and friends in times of need. Athletes, not just physically on the intramural fields of the SRC, but mentally too, as we run past the goals that we've set. When we solve problems between our families and friends, stand up for our beliefs, or push for ethics in our classroom or workplaces, we are lawyers. We are astronauts as we soar into unknown places and futures. But most of all, we are all mountain climbers, daring to reach new heights, take risks, and take chances climbing the mountain of life. And just look how far we have come. In the words of writer Henry David Thoreau, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined, and you will fly. Congratulations, class of 2007. I am proud to stand among you.
And now the portion of the afternoon that you've been waiting for, the introduction and greeting of our graduates. One of the individuals who's been instrumental in your success at the W.P. Carey School is Mr. Jim Spires. Many sections of Marketing 300, which is required of all of our business students. Students consistently rank him as one of their favorite faculty members, so he has the honor of reading the names of the graduates as they cross the stage. Also, greeting all of our graduates will be Dean Middlestadt and the department chair and faculty of each department. Although we ask you not to toss your mortarboards or blow air horns, this is your chance to cheer, yell, stomp, scream, and throw confetti. Are you ready? Will the candidates for accountancy please come forward? And will Dr. Charles Christian, Director of the School of Accountancy, greet the graduates?
It's a big college right now.
Joseph Fabre, Ying Lin,
and now the candidates for economics. Please come forward. Assisting Dean Middlestadt and reading the graduates will be Dr. Arthur Whitmore, Chair of the Department of Economics.
Heather Allison Hurt Waters. Michelle Dion. Hurst. Matthew Shelley. David Porter. Nathan Augustin. Damon Farr. Gabriela Perez. Cesar Garcia.
And now, will the candidates for computer information systems please come forward? Dr. Robert St. Louis, Chair of the Department of Information Systems, will greet the graduates.
David Benson. James Beers. Austin Hopalong Hamilton.
And now, will the candidates for management please come forward? Assisting Dean Middle Staff will be Dr. Albert Canella, Chair of the Department of Management.
Claire Reynolds. Emily Little. Nadia Luciana. Catherine Sevelik. Casey O'Neill. William Succo. Linda Kissinger. Pete Falter. Aaron Roca. Hector Lopez. Armando Ramirez. Jacob Yetter. Jason Mitchell. Jason Rossinger. Anthony Piriani. Thomas Wilson. Drew Forsberg. Oren Mackey. Alex Arizon. Karen Orful. Michael Escari. Skylar Kravitz. Ashley Yates. Rachel Hunter. Matthew Parrish. Jennifer Rogers. April Romero. Shaylin Scott. Brittany Hall. Chris Meyer. Thomas Vernon. Jill Irish. Rachel Hotchform. Divyas Patel. Rosa Casas. Sylvia Ramos. Bernice Chumacero. Ashley Loffridge. Austin McLaren. Jonathan Singh. Katrina Lindinger. Tristan Longstreth. Sarah Sheets. Sellinger. Brian Norman. Meester. William Andre Luck. Michael Nasser. John Marvin. William Holper. Missy Stacks. Chase Marsh. Benjamin Galati. John Harrison. Michael Jennings. James Thomas. Cassandra Kaspersky. Brennan Rooney. Brandon Leeds. Kevin Holmberg. Ollie Rinaldi. David Pritchard. Jeff Buckley. Scott Thompson. Sarah Kyler. Garrett Lumley. Daniel Phillips. Christopher Mark Inglesman. Sean Arthur. Letitia Alvarez. Matthew Winkler. Stacy Whitmore. Clinton Pringle. Ashley Dentino. David Hoffman. Frank Sabataso. Sandra Valenzuela. John David Brown. Stephen Stamps. William Blank Binions. Christy Marie Stahl. Michelle Ann Donahue. Nicholas Omblade. Meester. William Andre Luck. Michael Nasser. John Marvin. William Holper. Missy Stacks. Chase Marsh. Benjamin Galati. Antino. David Hoffman. Frank Sabataso. Sandra Valenzuela. John David Brown. Stephen Stamps. William Blank Binions. Christy Marie Stahl. Michelle Ann Donahue. Nicholas Omblade. Well, Weflin. Anwar Kim. Daniel Kim. Brandon Gershon.
Okay, and didn't Jim do a great job on those notes? Okay, we are almost done. But before back. I want you to think about the first time you saw the ASU campus, the first time you saw the W.P. Carey School of Business, and your first group project. Think about the first time it was raining, you were late for class, and you tried to get a parking space or find a parking lot. Think back to the first time you took a test that appeared to have no connection to the course you were taking. Remember, and this is probably no more than 24 to 30 hours ago, taking your last exam. And think about those professors who truly impacted your lives, their love for learning, and their desire to help their students. Think about all the special family, friends, and acquaintances you've met at ASU, and those that have helped you on your journey. Think about the first time you realized that knowledge is power, and how great it is to be a graduate. Please stand up, give your friends, your family, your acquaintances a warm thank you. W.P. Carey School of Business, one of the great business schools in the world, I congratulate one last time this great group of graduates standing in front of me. Congratulations, and school is out.
I don't think know that he can walk all the way to the car. Well, I was going to wait for Matt. I didn't know you gave back the wheelchair. Well, he can sit on here. Do you have one of those books?
Yeah, Lori's got extras.
Okay. They're right there. He's not there. I don't see him. They're right over there. Hold on a second. Let me just take your picture. Yeah, you have a sticker.
What? The hell? Oh, it's from this stupid thing. Not in my name.
Here, Dad. Dad. Well, you weren't here. Dad, why do you keep going? Okay. Well, you told Debbie 4 o'clock, and I told them. I'm sorry?
So it don't matter.
Well, come, because we'll go start. You know, we were going to be later.
To your right. To your right.
We were going to be... What do you mean?
He was staying there?
Well, he's scared. He didn't want to go in.
I'm sure. He doesn't remember coming. You don't remember coming. Okay.
Loco's not happy, that's for sure.
Nice, she was just a little nuts. Why'd she inspect this house? This isn't where he was, because I adopted him and gave him the man. Because nobody would give man. Of course not. He was a feral. What's that mean, Lyle?
Do you want to say hi to Yoda?
Found him, he was only like two months old when you got him. Kathy?
Huh?
How old was he? 2 months?
3.5.
7th.
Yeah, November 30th is what I have on this.
To the groomer.
Yeah, it's following you.
Well, he only goes to the groomer. There's cats all over the place. It's good for him to be around.
That's why he's here.
Other ones not gonna like it. Where is he? That wouldn't be there. Audie doesn't care.
Well, Cody might have the most fun with Audie, but that's not happening.